Hi, I'm Joan with Lazy Girl Designs, and today I'd like to introduce you to the Lazy Angle ruler. The Lazy Angle block is composed of two pieces, A, the large part, and B, the small part. The Lazy Angle itself runs from the corner to the center of the side when sewn into your finished quilt project. There's a lot of versatility with this block, and I'll show you a few examples here. We're going to take two different fabric placements, swapping the A and B fabrics, and I'm going to show you two different designs using the same 8 blocks. So here we have 4 blocks with A in the blue and the white for B. This is going to be the center of a star design. And you can play with your fabric placement to really make the most of these designs. Here we go. And there's plenty of versatility in this design, or in this block. So here we have one star arrangement using 8 Lazy Angle blocks, simply by changing the fabric placement and rotating the Lazy Angle blocks. We get a very intricate star design. Now we can use this same set of blocks to make yet another design simply by rotating and relocating our pieces. So here if we take the same center 4 and rotate in this manner, and then simply move the remaining blocks over to the side, we get what looks like a pinwheel design, very familiar in the quilt industry. So there's a lot of versatility with the Lazy Angle block. Now, in addition to being able to build designs with Lazy Angle blocks, we can also use Lazy Angle blocks with companion blocks. Now, since we know that the Lazy Angle block has a seam that ends at the center side, we can match this block with anything else that has a side center seam, such as a 4-patch, or a square and a square, or a pinwheel design. So you can build more intricate looking designs simply by adding Lazy Angle blocks to blocks that we already know and love. Cutting using the Lazy Angle ruler is very simple. Cut the size strip you need based on the size block you want. So for a 4.5-inch unfinished block, we'll cut a 4.5-inch strip. Then we'll use the ruler to trim our strip so we have a good start. And it's a very efficient cut. This is all we're going to lose off of that strip. For the first cut, we have a squared edge to the strip, so we need an angled cut. We're going to find the 4.5-inch mark on the tool that matches what our fabric is doing. So here we've lined up 4.5 on the ruler with the edges of the 4.5-inch strip. And simply cut along the angled edge for our first 2 A pieces. We're working with a folded piece of fabric, so we have 2 mirror imaged A pieces at 4.5. Now we're going to follow the edge of the strip again and find the image on the tool, simply by rotating, that matches what the edge of our fabric is doing, and we're going to follow the marks at 4.5 on the square side of the tool to cut again for another A piece. And there's no waste from cut to cut because we can cut both shapes A and B on both edges of the ruler, working down our strip from cut to cut with no waste in between. Cutting for the B piece is similar to cutting for the A piece. We have a square edge to our fabric, so we're going to find this image on our ruler that relates to the B piece. So we're on the angled edge of the tool. Here's where we were for our first cut for the A, matching the 4.5 on the ruler with the 4.5-inch strip. For the B piece, we're going to follow this one line top to bottom on the ruler and simply move the ruler over until that matches the edge of our strip. So both the A and B pieces can be cut on each edge of the ruler, allowing for no waste from cut to cut. For our next B cut, we have an angled edge, so we need to flip the ruler over and find the image on the square edge of the tool that matches what our fabric is doing. So here we are at the 4.5 inch mark, matching the top edge, angled edge, and bottom edges of our fabric, and we're ready to cut for another B piece. And what's under the tool is our next identical B piece. This method allows us to cut all of the A and B pieces we need from any fabric combination. So if we have a quilt design which only needs A from one fabric and B from another, we can cut just the pieces we need without any waste from cut to cut. To piece the lazy angle block, we want to select a right facing A and a right facing B. Lay your pieces next to each other to ensure that they'll form a block when sewn together. Simply match their angle, layering the pieces right sides together. The 2 points at the bottom should overlap like a small bow tie. Then simply stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, starting at one end all the way down. And when you open your block, the top edges of your A and B pieces should meet, forming a perfect square. Additional B pieces can be added to an existing lazy angle block to create more interesting designs. For instance, we can add a B onto any edge, create a triangle block,